Hey, welcome to New Jump City, everybody, where we recap the week in American and Japanese sequential art. I am your host, Christian, the unbiased king, Espinal. And joining me, it is the man, the myth, the legend, the tank top sage. It's Joshua Gangsta Time Code.
Well, it's called Partner, but it should be called Gangsta Time.
What up, Chris? What's good, everybody? Listen.
Ooh, yeah.
How about them boys?
Also, how about them boys? Also joining us, it is our edgelord producer, edgelord Big News Brian.
なんというビッグニュース
What's up, nerds? Hey. We're back, baby, and so is One Piece. Among other things, very excited to get into today's show. But before we do, let's get some plugs out of the way. You can find me at the Chris Espinal on Twitter and Instagram. Check out my other podcast, The Shweekly, on iTunes, Spotify, wherever you listen to podcasts. It's good. It's a lot of fun. Josh, where can they find you?
At JDCole_37. That's on Instagram, and at New Jump City Josh on X.
Yeah. Brian?
You can find me at b.esp on both Instagram and Twitter. If you ever want to catch me when I'm streaming, you can find me at twitch.tv/itspunchline.
Yeah. You can also follow the show itself at New Jump City on Twitter and Instagram. Email the show itself at newjumpcitypod@gmail.com with any questions, suggestions, anything you guys want us to talk about, and we will address your emails on our pre-show chat show that we do every week. On Wednesdays, it usually comes out. So, yeah, do that up. Or if you want to just get a message straight to us, you can comment underneath any of the videos that you're watching on YouTube. We still don't have video capability, but we are still uploading the pod on YouTube as it stands. So please like, share, subscribe, help us keep us alive on the algorithm, because we don't have a visual element, so it makes it a little tougher to get traction, but still we're trucking on that. You could also listen to us on iTunes, Spotify, Google Podcasts, wherever you listen to podcasts. We are pretty much an audio only podcast for the time being, so yeah, hit us up on any of those platforms. Any way you can support the show means a lot to us, so do all of that. And that's it. Without further ado, let's get into the show proper. One Piece. This is One Piece chapter 1092, Kuma, the Tyrant's Holy Land Rampage.
Whoa.
Whew. So One Piece has been on a hiatus for the last week. So last we left off with that. Kizaru has made his way.
H word. Whoa.
Ooh. Well, I guess, well, you know, it is technically a hiatus, but a break is the better term. It feels like a hiatus. Every week feels like a month.
Word.
Yeah. Every hiatus feels like every break feels like a hiatus when it's One Piece. But anyway, last we left off with One Piece, Kizaru has made landfall onto Egghead and is currently confronting Luffy, fighting it out for as legit equals for the first time since, you know, Sabaody Archipelago. So that's exciting. We open this chapter with a flashback to the previous day from the current events, where we see Kuma arrive at the top of the red line where Marie-Joie is, and he is currently being restrained by the soldiers of the Celestial Dragons. He's arrived. He's right outside the palace, basically. And as they're trying to like hold him down and keep him still, Kuma unleashes an Ursa shock, just blasting all the soldiers away and freeing himself from their chains. He is approached by none other than fucking Akainu.
Oh shit!
And yeah, he comes up and he's like, "What do you think you're doing? First the revolutionaries, and now the other day, and now this. You must answer for this historic destruction, Kuma. One of the soldiers is like surprised to see Akainu there, but he gets stomped on by one of the celestial dragons, of course, because he's an asshole. And he's just like complaining to Akainu about their. I don't even know. I feel like this doesn't even qualify as first world problems at this point. This is beyond. He's just like, I'll have you know, I ordered the lobster and they had the gall to tell me they were out. And I'm like, God damn, even when you're getting attacked by Kuma, this is the thing. But really, yeah, they're complaining because their food supply has been basically destroyed thanks to Sabo. But yeah, so they're calling for Kuma's execution. And Akainu tells Kuma straight up, he's like, look, man, if we can't control you, and we can't have you just on the loose, so get your shit together or I'm going to have to kill you right now. And Kuma doesn't seem to be very agreeable to that. He basically says, so if you're no, I heard that, Akainu tells him that, I've heard that you're basically a dead man, so where do you think you're going? And he unleashes a hellhound, chopping off a good portion of Kuma's head, as Akainu is, he's got a reputation for doing, of taking pieces of people's heads right off.
Yeah, he goes for the head every time.
Yeah. But Kuma narrowly dodges it and tries to make his escape. His foot gets caught up in some magma, and he immediately uses his powers to disappear, like he does to so many other people. So he basically teleports. And Akainu. Oh, I'm sorry, Josh. What were you saying?
No, I said I forgot he could do that.
Yeah, he just went, and he's gone. Akainu starts to think to himself what Bonnie once told him about how Kuma's mind won't return to him and that he's going to be a weapon of war, and Bonnie yelling back that he would never choose such a thing and he would never leave her behind. And Akainu was like, where would you go? A mere puppet with no mind or will left. So, very interesting. And I think this is like to imply that they sent all those Navy ships to Egghead specifically because they probably figured that's where Kuma was going. But in the meantime, we then cut over to Egghead in current time. The battle against the Marines versus Sentomaru's mechanical forces is going on. Kizaru is fighting Snake Man Luffy right now. And Kizaru is like, I could see why you're the man who defeated Kaido. Very powerful stuff. But he's like, why would you, what brings a pirate like you to step in and protect a man like Vegapunk? And Luffy's like, that's what I'm asking. Why do you want to kill the Apple Man, as he calls him? Kizaru like teleports away, basically like way far from like the island, and he says that he doesn't want to kill him, but he's known Vegapunk for a long time, but he obviously doesn't want to kill him. So he says, I appreciate you staying out of this, and he uses his powers to accelerate at the speed of light and knock Luffy directly through the Vega Force 1, basically blasting it in half as it's carrying the Sunny. Frankie, Bonnie, and I believe Lilith all fall out of the Vega Force 1 and are just running away from the destruction, basically, because Vega Force 1 explodes. It's not looking good. Kizaru arrives and is like, look how big you are, Bonnie. Kids grow so fast. Didn't you want to kill Vegapunk for what he did? And Bonnie is like, nope, I changed my mind. And my wrath has a new target. So she tries to attack Kizaru, but he uses his light powers to dodge and kick Bonnie in the back of her head, basically, sending her flying into the Labo face laser shield thing and causing her to explode. And Frankie's like, no, body. And he loads up his radical beam. But not Vegapunk, Kizaru's already disappeared. And Frankie immediately puts together where he's going. So he tries to communicate with the control tower just as they crack the code for the Labo phase shields and stuff. So everything's looking good. And York is like, no, you stupid geniuses. So they can lower the barrier right now. But they couldn't hear Frankie at the time calling for or explaining that Kizaru is basically on their trail. And as Vegapunk is looking back to communicate with Frankie, Kizaru is already in the lab with everybody. Vegapunk, Usopp, Brook, they're all there. And he's like, your escape plan is a failure, Vegapunk. I've blown your so-called giant robot of dreams to smithereens. So he basically
And
like,
everyone's like, no.
shit. No. And Kizaru's like, this is very difficult for me too. I'd rather not draw it out. But then all you hear is like someone going, that hurt. Yeah. And we get a 2-page spread where we see Luffy in Gear 5 form grabbing Kizaru with his giant fist and just basically lifting him off his feet with one hand. And Kizaru's like, oh, so this is the thing you do. So Luffy's got a hold of Vegapunk, and the chapter ends with the giant robot, that ancient giant robot, his eyes lighting up. It seems he's activated. So that's exciting. And no week off next week. So we are getting One Piece again next week.
Fucking right.
Yeah. So that was One Piece. Josh, what did you think about One Piece chapter 1092?
Yo, he kicked Luffy so fucking hard. And that shit had me tight. But I didn't really have. I feel like I didn't have time to be upset about that because the shit just kept happening. Like Kizaru really pulled up on the whole crew and was like, "You remember me?" The nigga that ended y'all dreams before.
You remember me?
Where's Zoro?
The source of all your trauma?
Yep. Well, Kuma more specifically, but yeah. He pulled up and that's when they knew shit was over. However, it was just nice. It was nice to see Kizaru fight again. It reminded me of when he was fighting against Rayleigh and how Rayleigh was blocking those hits.
Yeah.
Luffy was on such a different level than that he is now, but it's still going to be a challenge for him. So I wonder how Gear 5 is going to work. It's such a weird power up, you know? Because it turns every fight into what's, I guess, supposed to be. I don't know. Like, how do you lose it? How does someone like Luffy lose with a power like that, right?
Yeah.
That's up. And I'm not ready to find out.
Luffy
Brian,
can't
you
lose
have any
to an
thoughts?
admiral. There are a lot of people who.
Or it's not an admiral.
Huh?
That's not an admiral.
Kizaru?
Yeah.
He's not an admiral.
No, he is Kizaru.
Yeah, but he's also an admiral.
Yeah, but so what, right? I mean, do you announce that you're a human? What's more important and more relevant is that you're Brian.
I mean, titles in
more
One
important-
Piece are really important.
Well, I think it matters much more that it's actually Kizaru himself than just an admiral.
I feel like Luffy just becoming a Yonko can't lose to an admiral because that kind of devalues his rank, you know? And titles, believe it or not, are extremely important in One Piece. It's not just like some shit that people just toss around.
I bet Kizaru could have kicked
Except for Buggy, I guess.
except for Buggy.
Buggy earned his place.
Yeah.
Buggy failed upward.
Kizaru would
Exactly.
probably kick off Kaido's head from his shoulder blades before he even got to transform.
That is not true. I don't know. I'm pretty sure Yonko rank above admirals in strength. Um,
You think Kaido and Red Hair is equal in strength?
and Shanks, Kaido and
Yeah.
Shanks. I mean, Shanks managed to stop Kaido from getting to Marineford, so I guess yeah.
I guess I always felt like Shanks was a lot stronger. Like how
Shanks
Whitebeard
probably
was a lot
is.
stronger than Mom and than Big Mom and Kaido.
We know that Shanks's hockey is unmatched just by what we've seen already. Like we could assume before, but now for sure it's confirmed that his hockey is above everybody we've seen so far, except
But
for
that's what
maybe
I'm
Garp.
saying. Well, that's what I'm saying. That like even within Admirals, I think Kizaru was a lot stronger than Aokiji.
Um, I'm not so sure about that. Mainly because Kizaru hasn't really displayed any like hockey prowess, I would say. I
Who?
feel like out of all the admirals, maybe he might have the weakest hockey compared to everybody else. Just because his devil fruit is so fucking strong that does he really even need it?
Well,
Yeah, I mean,
well, who's to say? I think like admirals are like the Yonko equivalent for the Marines. So I think at least they'd have to stand at the same level as the Marines. That's what makes like that power balance that they were always talking about equal.
Yeah, I'm sure he would have enough. He'd have like the basic hockeys down, like observation, armament, you know. But I don't think he has conquerors. He doesn't seem like the type to have it.
It's entirely possible that he doesn't.
Cause he's very like he even called himself like a corporate slave. Like that's
Yeah.
not somebody who has conquerors. That's not something they would say.
Yeah, but I think he has the will to withstand Conqueror's hockey.
Yeah, of course. Like he's strong enough to like
So it's
not
like almost a
fall to
moot
it.
point. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but he's not. But I don't think he has like that kind of like willpower.
Mm.
So I'd say if like I think this fight is gonna result in Luffy beating the life into Kizaru. If that makes any sense. He's gonna beat the human emotion and feelings into Kaido.
he's gonna use fist no jutsu.
Yeah, he's gonna fuck him up so bad that he's going to start appreciating his morals and values. Because I feel like that's what they're getting at. Because Kizaru has said it like multiple times, like, "Oh, I can't ignore my friend," or "Please don't let me keep beating the people I care about and shit." It's like
Yo, I
he's
just thought about how the Straw Hats do not have an ex admiral, an ex Marine member as part of their team.
that's actually what some people are saying is that there's a chance that Kizaru joins the the Straw Hats.
Nothing would make me happier.
Mm.
And man, he is really unique compared to the rest of the cast. He has a lot of knowledge of things.
Mm.
There is a chance that he does join.
I feel like
because
joining the Straw Hats is a bit of a leap, but maybe
he might turn coat and defend Vegapunk and
it's possible.
stuff.
That's more possible. I don't know if he's going to become a pirate, but
I want him to pull up to the land of giants with them and have fun. He's the Straw Hat,
Ooh, you
bro.
guys
Look
are
at him. He's not
giants.
right?
I'm
Ooh,
sure
look how
he
big
know
you
it.
are.
Him and Brooke cracking jokes together. You know what I'm saying?
I'll tell you
Another
what.
mature person.
I don't know.
You know,
I don't know, but I feel like it's not out of the question, mainly because they are setting up like a bit of a change in Kizaru's character by the end of this arc. Mainly because of the way that he acts. He's acting very like it's like he's feeling something, but he's still acting against how he feels, right?
I
Like,
disagree.
I mean, he's literally saying it like, hey, I really don't want to be doing this, but I'm doing it anyway, kind of thing, you know? It's like he doesn't want to do it, but he'll do it anyway. Luca, can you stop?
Yeah, I think that would just like. Yeah, I think he's just. I don't know. I don't know the chances of him actually turning coat. I don't. I don't think he will, and I think that's the point. I think that's like what will be Kizaru's downfall in the end is that he is at the end of the day a person who doesn't have aspirations of his own. So,
Yeah, but that's what Luffy's gonna change by beating his ass so hard that he
well,
ends up.
he wouldn't be
having a
much
dream.
use if Luffy beats the shit out of him.
Yeah, but what the point is that Luffy beats the shit out of him into becoming a Straw Hat.
I don't know about that.
That'd be lit. Look, personally,
I don't know about that one.
what I really think is going to be the case is that we're going to learn just how sinister he really is, and I think he's going to kill Vegapunk.
Hmm.
But if that doesn't happen, he's joining the Straw Hats.
Oh, there's no in between. There's no. They just defeat him and leave.
No,
It's like a 90%, 10% chance.
I don't know about
he's
that.
definitely gonna accomplish some like one of his tasks here.
I feel like the only thing that will really happen is that they'll probably get control of the Mother Flame.
I don't know.
But I feel like outside of that, I don't know if it's really gonna.
I think they're setting him up to learn what it means to dream. Because he's the way that like he even destroyed Vegapunk's like dream robot, like the Vega Force 1. Like it feels like he just like with Luffy, he's going to learn like what it really means, you know? Because how often does he fight somebody who's that committed to something, you know? Like Luffy is his polar opposite at the moment. So for them to meet, it's more like this could be like an eye-opening moment for him, you know?
Yeah,
this
but
fight.
I feel like this moment wouldn't be enough for him to be all of a sudden like, oh, I'm gonna just betray the Marines.
I mean, when else would be a good moment? He's fighting the people that he like. He's sent to assassinate the people that he loves, essentially.
Yeah, but we're just like all learning that now. I feel like that would be just so easy that he's just all of a sudden after being such a good soldier for ever, and with like this is the only time he's had some kind of I don't like this, but I have to do it. You know, I just don't see it. I don't see him like just turning coat that easy.
I mean, hasn't Setsumaro always called him Unk?
Yeah, but they were on the same side forever. You know, like until today, they were all on the same side.
I don't think it's gonna happen instantaneously, but I'm pretty sure he's gonna leave this island a different man. Like I have a feeling.
And I have some thoughts. I feel like Luffy's biggest beef with the Marines, aside from him being a pirate, is that Akainu killed Ace, that the Marines executed Ace.
Yeah.
But other than that, I don't think he has a real issue with the Marines. Like, he doesn't have anything personal against them.
Well, he
I
does
think he's
kind of
got
have
noble.
something with Kizaru.
Huh?
He does have something kind of personal with Kizaru.
I kind of agree to that, but
it's not like
it's against Kizaru. The
Yeah,
same
not
way
like
it's probably against
unforgivable.
Akainu or Blackbeard specifically, but not against like the government and all of that in general. He's said I don't care about them, but he's never like expressed feelings like of contempt against them, like outside of dealing with a specific situation. Like if you ask him about the Marines right now, he'd probably be like, whatever, I don't care. You know? So I wonder, I mean, I don't know if you guys agree with that, but that's how I feel.
I think if he ever sees admirals, it's on site though.
For
That
him,
one
well,
I know
I
for
think
sure.
that's more because he says the same thing about the Yonko that he does about admirals. Is that I have to beat them because they're going to get in my way of the One Piece. So it's not necessarily that he has like a grudge,
against-
except for maybe Akainu. Akainu would probably be the only person he's like, you killed my brother for sure, and I hate you.
Right. But that's like against that's against the person, right?
But yeah, when he
Like
sees
not
Kizaru,
not,
he's
not a
like,
general animosity towards the world government and the Marines.
right. Yeah, Kizaru was his like first real lesson that like, okay, so I'm not strong enough to perform at this level yet. And that's I think as far as it goes. But I don't think he has any harbors any legit hatred for Kizaru.
Hmm. So, with that said, I wonder if and when there'll be a catalyst for that. I mean, he has. I don't know. I don't know if that's antithetical to Luffy's character for him to actually feel like, you know what? Aside from the One Piece, there's something else I want to do, which is, free all people from the tyranny of the government. You know what
Well,
I'm
there
saying?
is something he wants to do.
Of the
We don't know
what?
what it is yet, but the One Piece, like finding the One Piece is a means to an end. So the end,
Really?
we don't know. Yeah, he's talked about it before where, like we've always cut away from what Luffy really wants to do.
And we
But
know
he's
that
always
is what
said,
Roger wanted.
yeah, it's something that Roger has also said. So like
Oh,
Luffy's real dream lies with whatever happens after he finds the One Piece.
hmm.
Which we don't know because
Yeah.
we keep cutting away, and Oda wants to keep that a secret for now.
Yeah. After watching the One Piece live action, I felt like I was reminded about what Luffy's supposed to be about. And I don't think it would be. I don't think he has to go through this situation of like this. I don't think he has to become a revolutionary himself or anything like that, like his dad. Because I feel like with Nico, with Robin, him hearing about what they did to her whole island, what they did to those people, should have been enough.
Mm-hmm.
And that's aside from what's happened to the fishmen and I guess various other like towns they've been across. Because a lot were victims of pirates, but many were really victims of the world government. So I just wonder. I wonder if he's going to really take on those issues.
Yeah, I think he'll just do. I think it'll be inadvertent. Like,
Yeah, right. Like indirectly.
yeah, what he wants is ostensibly what is good for the world.
Right.
Like what he wants
That's
will
what I'm.
inevitably benefit everyone else.
I feel like what he wants, like what he keeps cutting away from, is just saying that I want to be able to eat with everybody or something like that. Have
Yeah,
a big party across the whole
a
entire
big
world
giant
with
world
all my
party.
like with all the riches. I'll be able to throw the biggest party for every single person on the planet,
Mm-hmm.
that I've met, which is also like a, kind of a, well, everyone would be able to be happy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, everybody gets to eat.
Right. So nobody oppressed. Can't have a party if you're oppressed,
That's true.
unless you want to have a whack party.
Nobody wants an oppression party.
Mm-mm.
Well, I have a couple thoughts, I guess, on the chapter unrelated to all this stuff. One thing I do appreciate is that they start off with Snake Man, that Luffy's not immediately going into Gear 5 all the time.
I guess, but yeah.
I
A
know
lot
it
of
makes
people are pissed
sense.
about that.
I know it totally makes sense for Luffy to immediately go Gear 5. But like that's just like such a thing with transformations in general that like so many go by the wayside because the stronger form will always be the default. But it's nice to see like because Snake Man and Gear 4 and Gear Second all have cool like fun designs and quirks about them that I don't want to see exactly go away. But
A lot of people are pissed that he isn't using advanced Conqueror's Haki yet.
oh god, he's.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping he was gonna punch right through.
I think that's what he's going to learn on Elbaf.
What?
Like that advanced Conqueror's Haki.
Didn't he?
Oh,
he
you're
already
talking
learned it.
about?
He has the capacity to do it, but like to summon it at will, I feel like he's going to learn that
You
from
mean like
Shanks.
how Shanks can do it?
I think he's going to learn that directly from Shanks on Elbaf. I think Shanks is going to be
Oh my god, because Shanks is leaving Elbaf.
well, actually he only left to fight Kid. He wasn't planning on leaving just yet. So it's entirely possible that Shanks is the antagonist.
Kid. Remember the kid was crying saying that he wants to go be a pirate and he was like, we're going like because he was leaving.
He was leaving
It was
soon. I don't think he was
Luffy.
leaving right that minute. He only left that bar because Kid was showing up. He was drinking at the bar.
Oh, okay.
That kid is supposed to be like kind of a reflection of like Luffy would do the same thing to him.
Yo, how did Dory and Broggy get over there?
That's
They
a good
walked.
question.
Did they walk? Yeah, that's
That's gonna be
Like,
cool.
They were in the East Blue, right?
yeah.
They were not in the East Blue. They were on.
No, you're right.
They were
they're
one
in
of the
Grand
first
Line.
few islands of the Grand Line. They were probably the second island of the Grand Line.
Does Luffy still have the highest bounty in the East Blue?
Roger.
Yeah,
technically.
I mean outside of Roger.
Roger's from the East Blue?
Yeah,
Yeah,
He was
from
born in
Logtown.
Roguetown.
That's why they executed him there.
He was born in Roguetown?
yeah,
Yeah.
He was born and executed there.
Wow. When?
When he was born.
But yeah, that's a note, I guess. They had Frankie stressed out.
Yeah, over the ship. I was happy that he cared about the ship still.
No, about everything. He's like, oh shit, the robot's destroyed. Oh shit, Bonnie
Yo, he
just got
tried to
knocked
shoot him.
into next
He
week.
tried to shoot a blast. He tried to shoot a blast at Kizaru. I was like, no, Frankie, you're about to get work. No.
Yeah, Frankie, no, please. You must
No,
Frankie, you're currently undefeated in the New World. You gotta continue.
yeah, right. Come on, no. Don't easy mode my nigga Frankie, please.
He's gonna shoot him with a laser, which is something Kizaru is just made of.
Right. I hope he was gonna shoot cola at him. Maybe that would make Kizaru really upset.
You made me solid with this cola.
I'm all sticky. Ew. You know what I'm saying? But
Oh.
how does his clothes materialize with the light? It's One Piece. It's all right.
Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's okay.
Wouldn't it be cool if Frankie did something clutch and saved the day?
Dude, like he
What if he
turned
merged
into that
with-
big robot
with,
himself.
Yeah, like he merged with Vega Force One.
Mm-hmm.
That would be sick.
And does,
Finished
like,
the
a kaiju
job and
battle
got
with
them
that
out of
new
there
robot.
and launched and like absorbed Kizaru in his little fucking light bulb or something and launched that nigga.
Yeah, I'd be stoked. I'd be stoked for that.
It could still happen. Oda's not going to do that. He's usually really, really good, but he's never that good.
Mm,
He never gives us exactly what we want.
that's true.
Sometimes he gives us what we didn't know we wanted,
Yeah.
you know? And
He's-
that's awesome.
He's the hero we
That's
need,
what
not the one we deserved. Or what was it?
the other way around, but I hate that quote anyway.
Yeah.
I kind of can't fucking stand those Gotham movies now.
The Dark Knight movies.
Yeah. I mean, no, the crazy thing is the movies themselves are fine. It's just a lot of the shit that comes out of it. I just feel like people loved all the wrong things.
Yeah.
That's the best way I can put it.
I really only like the Dark Knight was easily the best of all of them.
Yeah, with Heath Ledger, right? Absolutely.
Yeah. Very easily.
But the messaging was so weird. Like, what do you mean the hero Gotham deserves? The fuck?
Not the one that
I don't understand. Gotham deserves a hero that beats the shit out of people. I don't understand.
No. He's saying that he's not the one. He's the one that they need, but not the one they deserve, because Harvey was supposed to be the one they deserved because he was a guy who was making systemic change. But because of how fucked up Gotham is right now, and the specific way Gotham is fucked up, they need Batman at the moment, I think.
That actually, if If I'm interpreting it the way I think you're trying to interpret it, meaning that like Batman needs to come in and flush the corruption
Well, he
before
knows he's not the ultimate answer
anything.
for Gotham, but he is stuck being the ultimate answer for Gotham because Harvey Dent is now a criminal himself.
Wouldn't it be?
That's not
He's
how
the.
people interpret it when they say that line and
Well,
remember that line.
you can't control
You have a
over.
very distinct.
You can't
I've
control
never,
how
you know what I'm saying?
people could interpret things.
Like you did a lot of work with that quote. I'm not gonna lie, you did a lot of heavy lifting yourself.
I don't know. I feel like that's.
He's the hero Gotham deserves, not the hero Gotham needs.
I think it's the opposite.
No, yeah, Brian, that's exactly what it is.
No,
That's why
because
I said,
he is.
like you had me for a second, Chris. That is exactly what.
No,
it
that's
is.
not what he's saying. Because at the end, the whole movie is about Batman being like, "Oh, Harvey Dent's here. He's actually like changing.
Did we get here?
He's changing Gotham in a real way. I should back off."
and then what happens? Oh, when they try.
Then
when they
Harvey
try to
Dent becomes a
systemic
criminal.
change, blows up in your face, so it's not worth doing it.
No, because
even,
Harvey Dent
even
becomes.
good guys get corrupted too, and that's fucking not true. Like that's not true. That's not true.
I don't know.
I'm sorry.
But that's what he meant.
Maybe of a fake fucking politician. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's a
you know what
it's
I
a
mean? But
movie
not
about a
real
man who
actual
dresses up as a
fucking
bat,
person.
Josh.
Huh?
It's a movie about a man who dresses up as a bat.
Yeah,
It's
but
a fake
still
fucking politician.
messaging, bro. It's still messaging. It's like, what does it leave people with? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly what I
And-
said. That's the
And I
tragedy of Gotham is that at the end of the day, like Batman doesn't even want to be the guy, but there's no other choice at the moment until another choice comes along because the
Why
Joker.
doesn't he become a lawyer?
What? Batman?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I feel like he has another choice here.
Well,
He could have studied law.
he could have, I guess, but he didn't.
Yeah, instead.
I'm
he
not gonna
decided
get
to-
into what Batman could and couldn't have did. I don't think that's super relevant personally. I just think it's like look at
Batman's
the
a
movie.
fascist, we all know this.
I wouldn't say all of that.
Yeah, I don't think
I'm
he's
kidding,
a
I'm
fascist.
kidding, I'm kidding.
I wouldn't go there.
It's a
just
Blue
think he's
Beetle
fucking
joke.
dumb. Like
I did see Blue
don't
Beetle,
know.
by the way. Oh, we can't talk about that.
All right. Well, we're going. Listen, are we still on One Piece?
We are still on One Piece. We should probably.
Yeah, I don't know
Oh
how the fuck we got
fucking
here,
God.
but
We could save this Batman discussion for a flashback pod.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess we should move onward. Here we go. No, I shouldn't use this one. This one.
Bloody cross.
My Hero Academia. This is My Hero Academia chapter 400.
Oh, this is 400.
Mm-hmm.
I never thought we'd get to this chapter. Like, I never thought that number is what we would have hit.
Yeah, you were like, this is going to end next week.
Yeah. Like a
You
year
said that
ago.
2 years ago. You said it's over. But here we are. My Hero Academia chapter 400, Beyond Limits. Last we left off with My Hero Academia, there was a huge battle between there's still a huge battle between All Might and All for One, and also in the meantime, Aoyama is fighting the plant guy, who, as we learned in this one, to be fair, he did not kill Fat Gum, which thank God it seems.
Yo, we gave him the Mario.
Yeah, we did give him the Mario. I wish we had a reverse Mario.
We need the 1-up thing.
Oh, I do have the one up. Okay. There you go.
Nice.
So I returned life to Fat Gum.
Wow. I haven't heard that one in a long ass time.
Well,
like,
people
since
keep dying
American
and not
Comics.
coming back to life.
yeah, what is this? American comics?
You know what? Now that we have this power, we can liberally give everybody the Mario death sound effect, and then take it back with the 1-up
And take it back. Yeah, there we go.
if they turn out to be alive. Just little innovations here at the show. But anyway,
Imagine if Denji was in My Hero Academia. Just something to think about. We don't got to talk about it.
wait, what?
Hmm?
What'd you say?
I said, imagine if Denji was in My Hero Academia. Just something we could think about. We don't have to talk about it.
He is.
He's not.
He is. He showed up in a panel.
In D&D, he is
No,
short.
like
What?
he actually
He
showed
what?
up in a panel.
No, he's right, Josh. Denji is drawn in somewhere in a big hero shot if you look real close.
And he's one of the heroes, or he's just there?
He's one of the heroes.
He's one of the heroes. Yeah, he's actually.
Holy shit!
It's like an
You
Easter
just
egg.
thought I was joking, but
No, it's an Easter egg. I remember that. I remember seeing that and be like, that's very funny.
How come y'all didn't say anything to me about this?
We
Why
did.
didn't
I'm
we have
sure
a
we
discussion
mentioned it
about
when the
I
You
don't
guys
think we were
making this up
watching.
right
I don't
now?
think we were reading Chainsaw Man when that was.
That's no way. We were always reading Chainsaw Man.
No, we weren't.
No, not always. Not for. We started with like chapter 50 something of Chainsaw Man.
Hold on, let me see.
Damn it! Damn it! You're right. I remember I had to catch up to the Reze part.
Chapter 259 of Chainsaw of My Hero.
Wow, really? That far back?
Damn, that was what, like 8 years ago?
I don't know about 8, but probably like closer to 4 or 5.
Oh,
was
this was
dragging
like
it.
the beginning of the raid.
What raid?
The beginning of the raid
Like the
on the
first
hospital.
war. Yeah, that was a while ago.
When they captured Slip and Slide. The most important life-changing moment in all of My Hero.
I forgot
when
about
they
Slip and
captured
Slide.
Slide and Go. What was it?
Oh,
Slip
slide
and
and
Slide or
go.
Slide and
No,
Go?
it's slide and go.
Slide and go. They captured Slide and Go, or he was a
They captured him because he was a traitor. He was like on the.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Death Arms grabbed him, wrapped his arm around his
Slide and
shoulder, and
go.
said, "I love you."
Anyway.
I'm a dead. Remember he pulled. Yeah. All right. Anyway.
Anyway.
He pulled up to the during the villain arc to Shigaraki and the crew, and they thought he was about to fight, and he was like, "Nah, they're expecting you."
No, I'm just
then
here to
he's
bring you to them. They'll do stuff to you.
They'll do stuff. I'm just gonna look like a superhero.
Yeah, I'm just gonna have a giant chin.
And my slide and go.
Slide go. That's a
What
fun
cool
power to have.
What? Yeah.
You're basically a
Super,
human
right?
Healy. You know what I mean?
Oh, he turns into a wheel.
Like your ability is basically what a Healy can do.
That's actually true.
Oh, I thought he could run really fast.
No,
but it
no,
was
he
like-
just slides on the ground.
That's fucking sick. Ida could eat his fucking heart out.
It's better than walking. I'll tell you what. If I could just, if
Yeah.
my quirk was Healy, I'd be pretty happy about that. Healy without the wheel. You know what I mean? So you're just like,
Fuck driving.
I won't do anything ever again. I'm healing everywhere I go. I'm sliding and going wherever I go. Slide and go. All right. Anyway, this is My Hero Academia chapter 400. Plant Man was destroyed by Aoyama in conjunction with Hagakure's power. And we open this chapter with Hagakure naked. And
Yeah. In parentheses.
yeah, naked. And she notices that she is visible now because of Aoyama's abilities. And she's like, "Oh, look away!" And she runs away because, for most of the series, she is naked because her ability is invisibility. She only wears gloves. So,
Which, if you think about it, that's like incredibly unsanitary.
unbelievably so.
She also has invisibility clothes too.
What? Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Like, they made a whole thing for this guy's what's his face, Lemillion's ability. They suited his clothes for his power.
Yeah, what is it? It's threaded out of his hair.
Yeah, it's threaded out of his hair. Why couldn't they do the same for Hagakure?
That's crazy.
Because
They had
can
to
find her
explain.
hair. They can't see her hair.
Just like she knows where her hair is. She could cut off a piece of her hair.
Yeah, but how are they gonna make the suit if they can't see it?
She can put it down wherever, or they can use refract like light, like this guy did.
Yeah, but they didn't know that was like a thing until now.
That's terrible. They can figure out. They're science people. They'll figure it out.
Listen, they wanted like a 100 to 1 chance that they'll see invisible boobs. Okay,
That's fair. I guess that's fair. Hey, Brian, you make a good
they
argument.
Ran the numbers. They ran the numbers, and there was a 1 in 100 chance, 1 in 1,000 chance that they see boobs.
Hmm. Well, there you go. There you have it. Anyway, so she's just like, oh my god, my quirk has never caused this before, and then she remembers to that one time it actually did. So she basically thinks she turns out to Aoyama and tells him that like, hey, your quirk went and evolved. So Aoyama says to never mind about that. They've got to burn away the plants to save their allies. We see Fat Gum is, I guess, still alive, so good for him. Happy about that. And Aoyama's like, we gotta save these guys. Hagakure, you could use your ability to adjust the strength of my light to burn the roots that dig deep into their flesh. And she's like, is your tummy up for it? He's like, this will be my last day as a student of UA. So yes, whatever it may take. Meanwhile, All Might is shooting off a similar ability, a laser inspired by Aoyama's laser at All Might. So he's like just pulling down the thunder on him. That thing is still automatically firing down on All Might. And meanwhile, All Might, All for One, sorry. And meanwhile, All Might is on the side just using Earphone Jack ability, which is a sound wave vibration attack to even double the damage even further. So, All Might explains that he purged the tentacle parts and zipped away with full power thrusters just as the beam was coming down. And he was able to he got away and he was able to tank All for One's attack that he did last chapter with the suit's tailman ability. So his legs are done. He still took some damage, but he was able to escape. All for One does a tendril counterattack, knocking a bunch of All Might's armor off of him, and he uses the Yaoyorozu ability, the morphing armor of Creati, coupled with the grape juice ability to strike back at All for One. I guess like sticking him to the ground, and he's yelling at All for One, just fade away, while my euphoria is still overriding the pain, in a really cool panel, admittedly.
Yeah.
We see this kid who's watching from somewhere else in the world, I imagine. And he's asking, I guess, his grandma about what's going on. And she's like, I don't know much about them heroes. And he's like, what happens if he wins or loses? And she's like, I don't know, man. That shit's going on so far away from me. Whoever wins doesn't have much to do with us. And I'm like, is that what you think? They're literally like warring with each other. You don't think that's going to extend to you? But this kid is very invested in watching All Might fight.
He has no idea.
Yeah, he has he has no idea. But yeah, All Might retreats and he looks down to where All for One is to see that he is now a child at this point. A wee lad.
Baby.
Yeah, a baby.
Baby. Baby. All right. I got it out of my system.
Baby.
And the baby's glowing, right?
BEH.
You know what, Brian? It's funny you mentioned that because it gave me a thought as well. I don't know if you came to the same conclusion.
Yeah. Same.
But
Which is what?
Okay, if you remember way back in the very first chapter of My Hero Academia,
Brian does.
when they explain the very first person to get a quirk, it was a baby with bioluminescence.
Oh, yeah.
Guess who's glowing?
Your boy, was he the first? Is he the number one person?
He maybe. I think that's
ground zero for quirks.
I think that's the implication.
Yeah, I think that's
even All Might is like, why the fuck is he glowing?
And it's funny, the younger he gets, he is glowing, and that baby was a baby, and It makes sense. I think that's what Horikoshi is trying to tell us, is that All for One may have been the very first person to ever get a quirk.
What does that mean? Oh my god. I have no idea what that means.
I imagine we'll get an idea of what that means
It could just be an Easter egg. It could
be.
It could be everything, bro.
Hey,
It could mean that he's like the grandfather of all quirks, which means that everybody is in some way connected to One for All.
Oh my god. Ew. He's everyone's fucking grandfather. Are you serious?
That would probably wait a second. That would
He's
probably
his
make
own
sense.
grandfather.
No, think about it, because then that it would
What?
explain why his body is the only one that could withstand another quirk, right?
I
Because
thought you was gonna
everybody
say
else,
another grandfather.
everybody else who has obtained a quirk from All for One, or whatever his name is, like the quirk affects them in a negative way, right? At least that's what it seems like.
I don't know. I feel like I guess it depends on the person, because, well, the worst case is Giganto Machia, who's had like probably the most quirks stuffed into him.
Yeah, he's not even human anymore. He's
But
like
you know, I
an
feel like
animal.
All for One's given people multiple quirks before, and they've been okay. I'm trying to remember an example, but I'm sure it's happened where.
Sniper Lady.
Oh yeah, Lady Nagant,
I guess that makes sense. Never mind then.
and she was fine. But so you know, maybe it's a case by case thing. But I think that's definitely like the idea that we're supposed to glean, because All Might brings specific attention to the fact that he's glowing. So I feel like that's gonna be a thing, and the most reasonable, or like the first thing I thought of, the first connection I thought of, was that first chapter where he was like, "There's a baby, it's glowing," and it was the first quirk.
That's so. I guess. You know what I thought about it? I thought that because when it's like the time, the Aries time thing, it's like it has that energy radiating off of him, right? As he gets younger and younger.
Mm-hmm.
So like, yeah, as time gets reversed. So maybe like time is reversing so much that I just thought that was like, you know, the effects of the reverse time.
Yeah.
I feel like if we don't get a specific answer towards the bioluminescence, or him being the first person with a quirk, I think it's safe to assume that it's more so that it's hyper extended effects of it. He's about to literally turn into a fetus.
For sure. I mean, look, here's a couple of things I will say. It could be completely coincidental. But that being said, they said that it was a bioluminescent baby. That doesn't mean that they explain what the quirk was specifically. They just knew that the very first person to have a quirk glowed like that when they were a baby. And that's like where the connection is being drawn.
I see. Oh, so it wasn't specifically.
Yeah, it wasn't like this baby's quirk is bioluminescence. It was this the very first time a quirk manifested, it was a glowing baby.
I see. That's really interesting.
Yeah. But anyway.
And then other people started popping up with quirks, and he got so jealous and mad.
Yeah, he got upset. What the fuck is my whole thing? I got a glow, and that's it? That's all I got?
I want the monopoly on quirks.
Me. Glow baby. A glow baby. But in any case, yeah. All for One is a Behbeh now, and he is glowing. And he's basically he's like, as I said, tools can't surpass their own limits. Are you forgetting to smile, dear friend? As I guess he's healing. He's got these gross like things coming out of his arm or something.
It looks like he's trying to create something.
Yeah, some looks like a weird tentacle coming out of his shoulder. It's gross. But then he is suddenly stopped.
The moment that Brian has been waiting for.
Oh my God, Brian could not wait for this. he suddenly stops in his tracks. And all you hear is like someone in the background saying "all bleed red" as All Might shoots towards all for one, and we see a man on a hoverboard, and it looks like he has this rock, and he licks this rock, and it is Stain. Stain's here, and he licks the rock that has, I guess, All for One's blood, and he says, "Now conquer him, all for all might." With that was the gross tongue, bro.
Yeah. Oh man, you think he has poison in his blood
mm,
just by virtue of him being evil?
God, yeah.
Well,
So
he's not
Hope he's
evil.
okay, man. Oh
wait,
no, you're misunderstanding me,
Oh,
Brian.
you mean All for One or whatever his name
Yeah,
is?
his blood. I hope that this guy doesn't die now because of that.
well,
Imagine he gets mega AIDS.
You fool! You've
Ultra
activated my
AIDS.
trap card.
You fell for my ultimate quirk, Mega AIDS.
Yeah. This is how I got rid of most of the regular population.
I've
Those-
tricked them into consuming my blood and giving them Mega AIDS.
I had sex with everyone.
I had
Mega
enough
AIDS.
time to
All
do it seems.
I don't know.
I am everyone's grandfather, all for one.
Yes, he is. It all comes back.
Yeah, full circle. It's Mega AIDS. All right, so yeah, that's where the chapter ends. A 2-page spread of all of Stain licking a rock. Josh, what did you think about My Hero Academia chapter 400?
Greasy RGC. What a
Yeah,
greasiest
RGC.
RGC of them all.
RGCO as well.
He said lick.
Yeah, I guess this is my RGC also.
Oh shit, wow.
Unified, really good chapter of the
How
week.
long has it been for My Hero?
Unified RGC.
The 3 tapes?
RGC.
Not the 3 tapes. I know there's no way it was the 4 piece. Ain't no way.
I'm checking now. Nope. No
Okay.
4-piece.
Was it 1 piece?
No.
Okay, so I could draw a line through it. Okay. Well, aside from that, so the crazy thing is, I'm gonna talk about the thing I like the least about the chapter first, and then I'll just say other things. So,
Was it his gross
I
tongue?
don't care for Stain. I don't care for Stain, man. And because he should have been had his moment. This ain't it. This isn't it. He deserved more. Brian knows that he deserved more. And I said it, I was being so sarcastic and so facetious at the same time when saying that this was Brian's moment of happiness, because I know it wasn't. I know deep down inside Brian felt like, man, if only during the Dirty Deku saga we got more stories, and also Stain was one of those. But I guess we'll never know.
Dude, I
All
still
my
stand by it.
I know.
I feel like we should have gotten a Stain All Might arc in Tartarus. That would have been so fucking fire, bro. It would have been so fucking good.
Too bad Horikoshi really needed Deku to be dirty and fast.
It would have happened before that, though.
Exactly.
Like, that would have
He
been
needed
so
him to be
sick.
dirty very fast. I'm sorry.
Like a horror, like, imagine if they did like a little horror arc to
I
show just
genuinely
how
feel bad.
powerless people without quirks are against people with quirks. It would have been so fucking fire.
I mean, I feel like I know that already, but
Yeah, but
I think it would have been lit nonetheless.
it would have been like a great arc for that. But damn,
Anything more, honestly. But so yeah, I was like, all right, Stain, cool. It was cool. It was cool to see Stain. It was bittersweet, cool nonetheless. But man, like, All Might I'm starting to think like in the beginning of the series, we've seen All Might fight a few times. One of the best fights from the whole series was him against that Nomu in the beginning,
Yeah, it's the most
right?
iconic All Might moment
Yeah.
for sure.
He sent that nigga like Kumadori got sent, man. I'll never forget that. But with that said, like we ain't really like this, like I feel like we really getting to see All Might fight. And even though it's not his just his pure strength, like we're seeing his smarts and his like and his swag, like, you know, this is a fun fight to watch. Like he's really catching All For One slipping, and not just because of his whatever tools he's using, but he's manipulating him. When he was like, when he called him a fucking moron for not aiming for the head, I was like, yeah, like like Horikoshi, that's good writing. Cause like, all right, yeah, he's doing that kind of annoying thing that new manga artists do, where they cover their steps retro, like literally like as they go. So you like, it's like, hey, don't worry about the loopholes. I just explained it away. But I just it makes so much sense that he was like, yeah, he was so focused on wanting to see my face like suffer, or you know what I'm saying, like make the smile up, that he didn't even imagine blowing my face away. I mean, that would have ended this whole conflict. Like he's completely under. Like he could have flew away at any point when he's just like, you know what, this is wasting too much time. I know how to really win. He's All Might got him beat, you know. And I guarantee you, what's gonna happen is like he's gonna be a fucking infant, a little baby, and then Shigaraki's gonna come and hold him and says, "Oh, little All Might. I mean, little All For One."
Little awful one.
And it's funny. It's just as I said that, Coco jumps into my lap and into my arms.
She's all for one.
You steal all my shit though, Cat.
I wonder if my
Think I
cat's
don't know?
here.
You think I don't know? Well, anyway,
Oh, my cat is here.
I feel like I might have more thoughts, but they'll come out probably as you guys talk. So, Brian, what's your thoughts?
I've been waiting for so long for this stain to pay off. For stain to pay off in this series.
I'm sorry,
And
I can't help myself.
it was so it was this was really well done. Like the absence of stain was really upsetting, but I feel like the absence of stain was worth the wait for this moment. Um I feel like this was such a fucking great timing for him to reintroduce Stain into the series again. And it feels appropriate. Like Stain feels like the kind of person who would wait for the perfect opportunity to come out and do his thing, right? And he waited for the exact most opportune moment to come out and take care of fucking business. It was so fucking good. This whole fight as a whole is so fucking good too. It just keeps adding, like the fact that we had so like little All Might in this state, like in a fighting state, makes me realize just how much we were missing out. Because All Might is such an entertaining fucking character to watch in action, you know? And we kind of forgot about that. He hasn't been in action like this since his second fight with All For One. Like we completely forgot what the best of the best looked like, and even
Yeah.
without a quirk, he is showing why he earned those stripes, why he was the best of the best for so many fucking years. It's just incredible.
And the
Um,
cheese smile, yo.
yeah, and the smile and all that. I just love that. I just love everything that he's been doing right now. And it really does feel like the old guard fighting, and then they're setting up the fight between the new guard. Like both of these guys are gonna go down after this fight, like 100%. And in doing so, they're gonna be passing the torch to the next two that are fighting at the moment. Like All Might's vestige is going to go into Deku, and All For One's full access to his power is going to go over to Shigaraki. So
Oh man.
we're gonna see, like, we think this fight is fucking crazy, Deku versus Shigaraki is gonna take this to the next fucking level. It's gonna be insanity. And honestly, like, you know, maybe it's because I haven't reread the series, or it's been a while since we've like thought about how fast the series is going, since he's showing so much love to this fight. But it feels like it kind of regained its balance again a little bit. Like, this doesn't feel like a series that's gonna end in a few months anymore. You know, this feels like it's gonna be going for a bit, and we're gonna get a good payoff to a lot of the story, like a lot of the like direct story when it comes to Deku and Shigaraki and All Might and All for One. Like us, when it comes to specifically those guys, I feel like we're set. We're good to have something really great be shown here. Like, the art, is going to be amazing, and it feels like he's going over the storylines that he actually cares about. So I'm really interested to see how it goes. Obviously, it could have gone differently. There could have been more, but right now I'm happy with what we have at the moment. Like, what we're seeing at this current moment, you know? And this arc, this chapter, like, shows like his best work. Horikoshi can he man, when he is invested, you can feel it in the chapter. But yeah, those are my thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, agreed. This is a really great chapter. The artwork is superb. The whole like fight. I'm trying to like think of anything I could say different, but all this guy's tongue looks appropriately gross. Yeah, everything's paying off here, and I feel like this is one of the things that he's wanted to do, and he is giving the appropriate time for. There are definitely points where you can feel like Horikoshi was sometimes is just trying to like get through a certain plot point, but this is not one of those times for sure. It's something he's been building towards since the beginning, and yeah, it's fantastic overall. I don't have any more to add outside of that, but it's this last stretch of chapters has been really, really good for My Hero Academia. So very, very excited to see what happens next. It's not on break either, so it'll be back next week. Looking forward to what happens next. But yeah, do we have any rebuttals? Anything else to add before we move onward?
Nopers.
Alrighty then, let's proceed.
Fi meg pikken inn I det kjære mi som jeg kan chat.
Chainsaw Man. This is Chainsaw Man, chapter 142, Denji Fan Club. We open this chapter in this amusement park, it seems.
Arlong Park.
Arlong Park. Denji seems to be taking Nayuta out for a fun day at the amusement park. She's being a little kid over there. Very cool. The weird retainer lady from the public safety is also there with Denji. And she asks him, is like, so you didn't join the Chainsaw Man church after all? And he's like, relax, I'm not turning into Chainsaw Man ever again. And she's like, that's a shame. Turning into Chainsaw Man must feel real good. All the recognition and all of you get to experience thrills that us ordinary people can never get a taste of. And Chainsaw Man's like, well, it's not all sunshines and rainbows. And she's like, yeah, I know. I'd rather die than get watched in the bathroom like Chainsaw Man. And he's like, wait, what?
Yeah.
I'm being watched even in the bathroom? And he's like, was I not supposed to tell you that? Never mind. Forget I fucking told you. Oh my God. And Denji, I forgot about this moment. He says, are you crazy? I jerk off in there. And she's like, geez, I've really done it now. I'm going to get in trouble again. So that's pretty crazy. And she's like, Denji is wild. He's just like touching my wiener, watching me in the bathroom. You're a total stalker. And she's like, who wouldn't want to touch Chainsaw Man's wiener? I'm not a stalker. I'm your fan.
I'm dead.
Yeah, It's crazy. And he's
This
like,
girl, yo, this girl is hilarious.
yeah, and he's like, a fan? Fat, not a chance. All the women who come on to me hate my guts. And she's like, well, I guess I do hate you a tiny bit because Chainsaw Man didn't save my mom and dad. And she explains that she lived in the town where Chainsaw Man fought Aki as the gun fiend, and they were among the casualties that they racked up during that fight. Um, this girl managed to survive, but her family, of course, died in the rubble. Um, but she's like, you don't need to worry about that, though. I don't see Chainsaw Man as a superhero or god. And when Chainsaw Man turned back into a human, she was watching and she saw that he was crying, and she realized that for the first time that the one who's been fighting devils all this time was just a kid. And that's the moment that she made up her mind to save him because she's a huge Denji fan, not a Chainsaw Man, a Denji senpai fan,
Wow.
which is really powerful. This is the first
Yeah,
person to value Denji for Denji,
I was blindsided personally.
except for like maybe power, but that's about it.
And she's a devil, so
Yeah. But the first human, just straight up human, to value Denji for Denji is probably this girl, whose name I can't remember. But then one of the weapon devils pulls up and he's like, me, I'm a Chainsaw Man fan. And he sits right next to Denji. The public safety girl is like, whoa, ruh-roh. And this guy's like, wow, Japan's public safety commission is impressive. It was no walk in the park making it out here without getting spotted. And Denji asks him what he wants, and he says, check it out, proof of my fandom, a Chainsaw Man lighter. And he explains that personally, he wants to see Chainsaw Man fighting. He wants to see them carving up devils with his chainsaws and getting covered in gore, suffering, struggling, and getting killed despite returning life and getting back up again. And he warns them that moments from now, there will be a devil attack on this building's first floor. And if you had to guess, the folks down there will be shouting, "Save us, Chainsaw Man." And we cut over to the food court where it seems that the sword devil, the spear devil, I think this guy is, and the whip devil are all there, about to attack these innocent folks. And that's where the chapter ends. Josh, what did you think about Chainsaw Man chapter 142?
yo, I can't believe how we transitioned from like feeling really nice for what feeling really good about what the public safety officer said about said to Denji. That was, I really did not see that coming. The fact that she seen him during that fight, and just the fact that it was addressed to Denji, making him even think about that shit again. That was really crazy. This was like one of those moments. Um, just for it to be swiftly interrupted by this guy pulling up. That I'm a chainsaw man, and then to see that girl's face, like the way the author made her face up close, like with that disgust and shock.
Yeah.
It was like perfect. He just starts talking that shit. Like this was intimidating, and like it's just the way he draws, uh, like these panels, man. When he says suffering and struggling and getting killed despite it all, returning to life and getting back up again, the way Denji's just staring at him still as he says that, like, that's not moving me, man. Like that is like, who the fuck are you? It was very realistic. And then he just tells him, yeah, so a bunch of people about to die if you don't do something about this. Yeah, this was this was a really interesting chapter. This was my second place actually. Um, I don't know how you guys felt about that. Brian, you had thoughts? Was this your second favorite?
Yeah, this is like classic Chainsaw Man. Like it's Chainsaw Man is all over the place, and not in a bad way. It's just the nature of the series. It feels like um the most degenerate shit, then also mixing in the most profound like human thoughts. Like it's really odd. I feel like it's something only Chainsaw Man can do. And this chapter is a great example of that because like the past two have been like, hey dude, you come on, join us. You can see you could fuck. You could fuck anybody. And then Genji's like, yo, yeah, I want to fuck. And then they're like, nah, psych, actually, you need to get married. And he's like, what? I don't want to be tied down to anybody. Fuck you. I'll get pussy somewhere else. Like that's literally what Chainsaw Man has been for the past like 2 to 3 chapters. And now we're getting into like existential fucking crises and who am I really and what do I really want? It's really fucking weird. You won't find this in any other shonen manga. And honestly, he does it better than anybody could possibly do. So I really, really fucking love the way that he executes this kind of stuff. It's like a good balance, considering how off balance it makes people feel when they read it. But those are my thoughts.
Yeah, I think there's something to what Brian says, and I think like Chainsaw Man in particular has just like such a perfect relationship between the text and the subtext, because Chainsaw Man has always been about what you were talking about, Brian. It's just so absurd and so kind of trivial what Denji wants that you don't really see it as that, like on the surface. But really, Denji's whole like struggle is existential. You know, going from someone who had nothing to someone who has the bare minimum to someone who is now aspiring for more. And all of that is just cloaked under these base desires like food and sex. So it's still kind of the same. It's still that existential crisis. It's just, you know, you can just plug in whatever you want into that and you can identify with what Denji is going through. I think like one of the funniest, I think Chainsaw Man's really good at this like meta narrative that they're doing. I feel like Fujimoto has like played with this in the one shots that he made in between Chainsaw Man parts 1 and 2, where he's very cognizant or very interested in examining like how his work is valued by us as the audience. Because we see like these devils are like, I'm wondering sometimes if like what he's saying here about wanting to see Chainsaw Man fighting and the public safety's calls for him to be more responsible, or, you know, not even use his abilities at all, is basically like the two like sides of what people like of the series in general, whether like where one side is just like really about the surface of just really liking Denji chainsaw manning up and like causing a lot of destruction, or the people who are just like, he's a hero and, you know, he should be using his powers for good, where all Denji wants is to just be kind of a well appreciated guy. You know, like he wants to be famous, but not for any altruistic reason or for any negative reason. He just wants to improve his general quality of life. But he has these two camps that expect stuff from him that he is grappling with, essentially, when neither of them really represent what he wants. And I'm wondering if both of these sides are just like two versions of the audience for Chainsaw Man in general. But that's neither here nor there. I think that's like just an interesting thought.
Yeah, that is an interesting thought.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know how it's gonna go down next week. These are weapon devils, so they're like not weak at all. So
No, they're about to kill a lot of people. There's one thing we know for sure is that regular people will die.
yeah,
Because even special characters die too.
yeah, it's not looking good. But
If you had to guess which one of the weapon devils is gonna die, which one? My
I
vote
mean,
is
they're
going
not
to the
gonna
rebels.
die. Unless Denji eats them.
He has to eat them.
Like these guys are kind of like that's the only way they'll like be gone forever, right? Isn't that
Actually,
how
I
that
think
works?
like well, I think I explained this last time, but the weapon devils are an exception.
Oh, so they'll just keep coming back.
Yeah, for whatever reason, they keep coming back. Even though Denji, well, not Denji, but Chainsaw Man has eaten them in hell.
Well,
So yeah, these guys are sticking around.
Yeah, these guys, they haven't had their names eradicated despite being eaten.
Probably because weapons are always prevalent.
Yeah, no, it's a
Like some people will always be scared of a gun and a sword and a knife.
no, that's a real possibility. But yeah, that's all I really had on Chainsaw Man in general. I do think that like we touched on this when we were doing the recap, but this I'm trying to remember if there's anybody who kind of like appreciated Denji for just being himself, or not appreciated, but like saw through Denji for just being himself outside of this girl. You know what I mean? That weren't Power or Aki.
Rose was one.
Well, Reze wasn't. Reze
Like
was a
Denji.
spy, so she was just doing what.
But she genuinely ended up like her.
I guess what well, I guess like I'm talking about kind of without any drama at all, because Power and Aki took some warming up to Denji, so
Mhm.
I think this is the first person to just like consider Denji first and not Chainsaw Man.
Yeah, this is probably a first.
Yeah, but I don't know.
I think that's why we were so shocked. And to come from her too, who just touched his wiener and let him get jumped on in the same day.
Yeah,
That's a crazy day.
big day. But yeah, that's really all I got for Chainsaw Man. Any final thoughts?
Nope.
Alrighty. With that being said, let's move onward. Undead Unluck. With this, I'm going to pass it over to Josh.
Put up Undead Unluck, number 175. Rip.
Rip.
Yeah. Oh, how many picks did your boy throw? 3?
Who's your boy?
Mac Jones?
I don't know.
No, not Mac Jones. Fucking the Jets quarterback.
Wilson?
Yeah.
He's not my boy. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, he threw 3 what?
Picks.
Oh yes, that's all I needed to hear. Anyway, last week on yeah, 3 of them things. Last week and Undead Unluck, we pulled up to Rip's hospital where he's a doctor extraordinaire, healing all the kids and patients, and he's a super science guy. He doesn't believe in Latla's story, future sight. He just believes in his own medical expertise. And he's just as he was about to propose to the girl of his dreams, who's also terminally ill. She starts bleeding from the mouth, and everyone at the hospital gets sick, and it's because of an Uma, which Fugo pulls up out of nowhere to tell Rip. So yeah, we continue there, and Rip is sweating profusely, like someone just dumped a bucket of water on this nigga's head. But the love of his life is dying, and he has no idea what to do right now. And then meanwhile, he has this girl telling him that the cause of the love of your life sickness is this thing called an Uma, and you must use your unrepair ability to defeat it and heal everyone. She might as well have been speaking Chinese to this nigga, because he he about faces and rushes her the complete opposite direction.
That actually kind of
Which
made me
is so
laugh when the first time I read it.
yeah.
Which
I was
is just
like,
like, get the
oh,
fuck out of the way,
he
psycho.
wasn't talking to him. All yeah,
The fuck are you
yeah,
talking about? Get out of my way.
the move. Psycho babble bullshit.
What the fuck are you talking about? What did
And
you
he's
say to
like,
me?
oh,
What the hell's a UMA? To be fair, Foucault did not do him any favors with that.
no, she just gave it to him straight up.
No context, nothing. She just said,
Right.
she just blocked his path to his fiance in dire need of
As
medical attention and said, a monster is the cause of this.
BT dubs, you gotta wear these metal legs.
BT dubs, chop off your legs and use these.
Like, stop. That's crazy. She's like, Rip. This girl is. He's like, bitch. Your sister's dying. Shut the fuck up.
Damn, these are actually the two funniest pages of the week, to be honest.
Yeah.
These are funny that I remember. I guess I was like swept up in the moment, but these are actually
It was
very,
pretty
very funny.
dramatic. But yeah, because if we put ourselves in Rip's shoes, it's like, yeah, like, what are
Yep.
y'all talking about?
Get the
Like,
fuck out of my
move.
way.
I have to move now. Do you not understand the situation? Everyone's getting sick. So he starts performing surgery, raw dog, no lube, essentially. And he's just so nice. He's just so
He's
skilled.
nice with
Like,
it. He's so good.
and then like this, and then the girl starts talking from the fucking grave. His fiance. She's like, "Rip, help the others. I'll be fine." Her eyeballs are gone already. You
Her
know what that
eyeballs?
means?
She said they're closed.
Yeah.
They're not
Well,
gone.
oh, she looks like Nanika from Hunter x Hunter. Don't do any favors. Don't ask her for no favors. Anyway, she's like, when you're here, you're not my lover or my personal hero. Rip, you're everyone's hero. He's like, all right. You're right. Let me go save everyone. Yo, so the saddest thing ever happens. So Rip pulls up to this kid who's, you know, feeling really bad. And he goes and smiles at her and says, like, hey, Emily's still kicking. And she starts crying. And says how she's so sorry. And then how that she's a bad girl and that you know, she said she couldn't eat food, but she still took the candy and that she was a bad girl, so God got angry and punished her.
Jesus Christ, kid.
Yeah. I mean, shit. That's a pretty logical conclusion to come to. But
What is she, a Catholic?
who, her?
Yeah. I know from
I guess.
Catholicism, most of it is just feeling bad.
Yeah, right.
Oh, I fucked up. God's mad at me and is actively punishing me by killing me.
Right. I deserve this. Like all the peasants that deserve poverty.
Yeah.
You must repent for your sins from your past life. That is why you're poor now, because you was an asshole before.
I don't think that's Catholicism. But it could be
Oh.
something else.
I'm adding my own headcanon.
Hmm.
Nah, that's what they said to the poor people in Europe back then, bro. It
Really?
was their fault they were poor. Yeah.
Damn, who were they? Celestial dragons?
Yes, literally, they were kings. And that's what's funny.
That's a real celestial dragon line.
No, yeah, truly. So whatever. The Rip is like, look, all of y'all are trying your hardest to make do with the painful homework we've been giving you, which is why if there's a God who'd make such good kids suffer, I fillet that jerk up good. I like that one. Favorite panel this week. After all, they call me a hero. So yeah, sweet dreams, little one. Nick, so he stabilizes the little girl. He's like, all right, bet, let's get started. So he goes into this. He goes to start helping out the rest of the people. We cut to Fugo and Latla. It's just like Latla's like, oh my god, Like, what the fuck is going on to the hospital? Like, why is everyone sick? Like, this is all from the Uma? Fuko's like, yes, get with the program. We're looking for it right now.
Yes, it's my spooky monster I've been trying to tell you guys about.
Yeah, it's real deals. So check this out. So she tracks down where like the Uma's children apparently are supposed to be, and like they can't see it; it's invisible. But Fuko fucking senses it with her key and jumps in and kicks it right in his fucking jaw, and it looks like an amoeba germ. Pretty crazy. It reminds me of something. Hmm. Oh, Hunter x Hunter. Somebody's Nen Beast.
Mm.
Whatever. Anyway, yeah. Yeah, random, right? So anyway, Fuko kicks the Uma, not the Nen Beast, and then she splits in two and starts running away. And she's like, "Oh damn, I can't just, I can't just fucking destroy it with my bare hands." All right, whatever. Let me try to capture them. So we covered over to Rip, and they're like, "Yo, you're amazing." Like I thought this punk ass brat wasn't about nothing, but he really showed out. Made me feel like less than of a doctor. I should go retire. Um, but anyway, they started saying that, oh, that's why they call him Prince des Patience. What? I feel like is that supposed to be French?
Yeah, the Prince de Patience. I don't know why
What
they
does
keep
that
doing
mean?
that.
Prince of the Patience?
Yeah, I guess Prince of the Patience.
This guy has a fucking hard on for European culture.
All of
Anyway,
a sudden, I'm gonna be speaking French.
I guess we're supposed to be. Yeah, we gotta. He's like, catch up, guys. Catch the fuck up. Get with it. So that's how I feel anyway. But anyway, you know, even though they're all talking about how like he basically helped stabilize everyone, rips in his head, thinking about like, damn, like my fiance called me a hero, but I haven't even fucking saved nobody. Like all I did was stabilize them, and if they get sick again, it's over. Like there ain't no second chance. And then Fuko pulls up and she's like, "You are absolutely right. And guess what? It's even worse because of these little motherfuckers, right?" So he's looking at these. So she's showing him the Umas in the bag, and she's trying to break down that like these are the children Uma, and like basically the mother Uma is still around, and she's gonna send out more children soon, or whatever. And once she gets stronger, people, more people are gonna get sick. Actually, this Uma could could destroy the entire world. Like they say, it starts at hospitals and it could spread to continents. So this is a pretty big deal, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Such a big deal that Brian might be even interested. So
Yeah,
you know
super.
look, you know who's really interested though? Rick, because he pulls up to Fuko and he's like, "Yo, there's a way to save everyone." Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, bet I'll believe all of that Uma bullshit. That's fine. Just tell me how. Like, well, he says a really cool line. He says, "Nothing in this world takes precedence over life. Nothing,
Nothing.
nothing." And to be continued. And we're getting a new chapter in. I'll let you guys know in a second. In
Undead
next week,
doesn't.
yes,
Yeah, Undead doesn't take any bricks.
because he's the goat.
Yeah.
This is the next One Piece,
I
and he's the One
don't
Piece.
know if it'll go that far, but this man does not take breaks. Wait, are you done with the recap?
Yes,
All right.
that's to be continued.
Wow, what a chapter. I appreciated a lot more talking about it because of that first few pages. But yeah, this is really cool in establishing Rip as a kinder soul than initially what we see him, but it's still kind of like got that bad boy vibe with him. But yeah, this is a interesting like build up to like now we're getting into more of the second act of this arc. I'm excited to see how Fuko plans to use Unrepair to fix this fucking sickness UMA. So overall, pretty cool. I'm glad Fuko was able to finally give the full context for what this is, seeing as how she came off so crazy before. But
Yeah. About these metal legs.
yeah, she just pulled up like no context. It's so crazy, and she does that a lot. She just expects people to be down with it.
Disappears. Yeah, she needs to be careful because Rip just touched. Oh, he touched her.
Not with his bare hands.
He had gloves on.
Well, he touched her shirt.
It's real close, man.
Hmm?
It's real close.
Yeah, I mean, it is close, but I think it's like skin-to-skin contact that does it. But anyway, those are my thoughts. Josh, what did you think?
Well, this was a fun chapter for me to read. I thought it was really funny how he just kept ignoring Fuko at first. But I'm starting to see Rip as more of a character than he was before. He's really not this emo guy anymore. Not yet. Oh, so I like this side. Excuse me. I like this side of him. I really like how dedicated he is to the patients, no matter what, he doesn't let anything get in the way, whether it's belief systems or magical fairy tales. He'll invest in anything, or you know what I'm saying, in order to help patients out, like his fiance. And I think that's really dope. And I can see exactly how they need Unrepaired to kill this Uma, because it keeps splitting. So if he could just kill it once, and it won't be able to, the virus will be dead. I wish he could use Unrepair on people's cancers. That's probably he could. Oh, I bet he could do that. I can't wait to see how he manifests his unrepairability like further. Like how other people have been like evolving like their abilities. Because his only applied to like damaging stuff. But I wonder if there's other things he can do.
Yeah, it seems like some people who have come back have had more different ideas with their abilities. Some people have come back with different incarnations of their negations. So it'd be cool to see. But yeah, were those all your thoughts?
Yeah, pretty. You know what? I had another thought, but I actually answered it in my own head, which is like, where the hell are the rest of the team? But she probably doesn't want to risk them getting sick. So, because Fuko is risking that. Like, and Latla mentioned it. Fuko's a real bitch, yo.
What?
I said Fuko's a real bitch.
Oh,
Like she's risking getting sick. Because like I said, I was wondering like where the rest of the team is, but they could all get sick and die. So she just took it on alone. But she knows all she really needs is a repair. But she's so confident that his ability is going to manifest and that she could save it. I really wonder how they're going to go to unlocking it.
yeah.
Yeah, that pretty much wraps up my thoughts.
All right. Well, then in that case, that was Undead Unluck, and that has been our show. Wowee, thank you guys so much for listening. As per usual, you could find me at the Chris Espinal on Twitter and Instagram. Listen to my other podcast, The Shweekly, wherever you listen to podcasts. Brian is at b.esp on Twitter and Instagram. Josh is at JD Cole. Oh wait, also Brian streams sometimes at twitch.tv/itspunchline. Josh is at JD Cole _37 on Instagram, at New Jump City Josh on Twitter. Hit us up at New Jump City on Twitter and Instagram. Email us at newjumpcitypod@gmail.com with any questions, suggestions, anything you guys want us to talk about, and we will get to it. We'd love to hear from you guys. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Give us a like, share, comment, all that stuff. If you prefer audio podcasts, we're on iTunes, Spotify, Google Podcasts, wherever you listen to podcasts. Please check us out. And thank you guys so much for listening. We will see you guys next week. Stay safe, New Jump citizens.
Peace out.